Well, it's the following Thursday from the last video. We got a little snow last night. I was gonna work a little bit in the driveway, but I'm gonna do a little hot rod parts hunting. I gotta go meet a guy a couple hours away and get some parts for this Willis that we got. And just wanted to start this video off by showing off the snow. In North Carolina, this is what we call snow. I'm from Illinois originally, and this is a dusting. You can see the roads are so clear. But people freak out in the South when it snows. But stay tuned. We'll get more into this. So I'm on my way to this guy's house, a couple hours away. I talked about in my previous videos about robbing the front axle for the Willis that I just got last week. Robbing the front axle and using that for my hot rod project. And I had a guy on Facebook pop up a while ago. I've actually looked at it for a while and nobody's been biting on it. For 50 bucks for same front axle. And it's going to be a while before I get to the F1 truck so I can tear it down and get it off the frame. And it's sitting in my yard right now. So I really didn't have a way to rob the front bumper or the front axle. So I'm driving a couple hours away. It's 50 bucks. I don't think it's that bad. Which kind of got me thinking. I wanted to talk to you guys about getting parts for cheap. A lot of people are like, I cruise on a lot of forums that are selling parts. There's Marketplace, there's Craigslist, there's the forums on Facebook, and people are selling stuff all the time. And a lot of people want gold for junk, and a lot of people just want to let things go at a decent price. Sometimes I'm middle ground, because if I have something that I know somebody else is selling, I try to undercut them a little bit. That's kind of like my tip for the day. How to haggle, how to find parts for cheap. I am on forums and places daily, just looking at what's out there. I usually have a list of I have a list of things I want or things I need at a certain stage of a lot of my builds. And I know what I kind of need to look for. And so as I'm scrolling through the random what's for sale, something will pop up and I'll be like, oh yeah, I need that. Like, I've been looking at carburetors for a while, and I realized I'm not going to need a carburetor for quite a while. So, kind of put that on the back burner. I'm trying to get this engine put together, dressed up nice and everything, and I'm just trying to get all the parts right now. And like, to me, carburetor's like big on the list, but I'm not going to need it for quite a while. I really don't want to pay more than 100 bucks for a carburetor. Although I want it to look semi-decent. And also learn how to haggle properly, I have to add. I have a Quadrajet carburetor that I'm not going to use, that I had on my old dually that I sold a while ago. It was on there when I bought it. It wasn't any good. We could get the engine to start pouring gas down the car, but it wouldn't stay running. I have no idea how to mess with Quadrajets, so I just bought a brand new Edelbrock. That was fixed into my budget of buying the vehicle. The guy set the price accordingly. He dropped it 500 bucks just for that. It cost me 200 bucks for to get it towed from where it was to my house, and
And then I bought a brand new Edelbrock for $300 from a guy that ran a shop that had a customer, bought it, and then decided he didn't want to use it. And he's, you know, brand new. They're like $360, and he said a little bit lower, and so I jumped all over it. And that's the other thing. You have to know when to jump on parts and when not to. There's sometimes I look at stuff and I have a long list saved of what I want, and like this axle's been on Facebook for months, probably better part of 4 months, and it was time for me to go get it, because now that I got the body, I need the front axle, because I'm trying to get the parts together for this. I get a lot of people ask me, how do I get parts so cheap? I know when to jump on things. Sometimes you gotta let things go. Sometimes logistics just don't work. Sometimes I'm busy. I just had a set of tires I wanted to go get that was $30 for a great set of used tires, a pair of used tires, matched, good tread, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I got busy. It was the weekend I got the Willis, and I was gonna go get them actually tomorrow. And I looked on Facebook this morning, and they're already sold. So I kind of have to chalk that up. Sometimes you gotta let things go. It's like The Gambler. What is that? Kenny Rogers. There's other time, like I had a Model A frame pop up a while ago for $200, an hour away from me. And I really wanted to jump on it, but my money wasn't really straight back then. I had the money, but I still had bills coming up, and it was going to be a little bit too tight. And I waited a week, and it was gone in a couple days on a Model A frame. I'm debating whether or not I want to build a whole one-off frame in the garage, or just find like a Model A frame for this Willis project. I'll probably get more out of building it myself, but I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about how I find parts so cheap. Be willing to travel. Like this guy's 2 hours away. It's going to be a 4-hour round trip for a $50 part. Is it worth it? Well, it's worth it to me. That's the important thing. Some of you guys have kids, you're married, you have space issues, you have kids, you got to deal with stuff like that. I get it. I understand. But you want to do this? If you have a passion for this, you'll find a way to make it work. Don't go pissing off family, by the way. And a lot of you guys are younger and you don't know how to get into this. I'm trying to pass along my knowledge. So this is all I got for right now. I know I just keep talking in a lot of my videos, but I want to get to work on a lot of this stuff. Weather, work, life, it's kind of getting in the way, so I get a little bit at a time. Sometimes during the week I don't like to record because I've only got 2 hours and I need to get shit done, so I don't necessarily record on some things, but I've got this nice long drive. I wanted to put this in you guys' heads. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Anything I can answer or help you guys out with. I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, so this is Sunday now. If you can't tell, I got a bunch of tires in the back. And it's rainy and crappy again, so all these tires are wet and garbage. I mean, but they're good tires. I found some local tires. As I was saying earlier, you need to jump when you need to jump. I just went looking last night and found these for, I think I've got $100 into 6 tires. So I got 20s for the rear, 17s for the front. I couldn't find anybody that was selling pairs. That's my next point. Know when you're getting a good deal, and be prepared to pay more than what you think you're willing to pay, even if it's a little bit more. This guy had a set of 295 55 20s for 80 bucks. I explained to him I only wanted 2. I tried to offer him 50 bucks. He didn't want to go for it. I said, will you take 60 for all 4? And he said, yeah. And honestly, none of them are bad tires. I could probably sell the 2 for close to my money back, which is my next tip. Be prepared to pay a little bit more for more and sell what you have left over. That way you can make your money back. If you watch Iron Trap Garage, they kind of do that a lot. They're kind of doing like the $20 challenge. I think last year they started with the $20 part and kept flipping and flipping and flipping it, and they made $14,000. I'm not really going for that, but and this year I think they're starting with $100 to see what they can do. Now I think they're way more experienced than I am. I'll call myself fairly seasoned. So I've got $100 in the 6 tires that are in great condition. The guy with the 17s had 4. 2 of them were horrible. He wanted 50 bucks for all 4. I still didn't want to pay 50 bucks. I didn't need all 4. 2 of them were, in my opinion, crappy. He had somebody else that wanted 1. So I offered him 40 bucks. And so my next tip is be fair. I have people all the time on the stuff I'm selling trying to cut me in half, and that's absolute garbage. I instantly usually block them because they obviously don't know. I'm negotiable on stuff I sell, and but if you're just trying to instantly cut me in half, I honestly, like, I had a pair of spacers I used to have on my C10. Actually, I had all 4. One of them was kind of junk, but right now they're selling for like $1,000, and I paid $200 or $300 for them. I had them all 4 for $150. He offered me $75. I said, honestly, the lowest I'll take is $100, and I never heard back from him again. Some people just want to get a deal. Don't be stuck on getting a deal. Sometimes somebody isn't going to budge, and that's perfectly fine. If it's a part that you need, suck it up and pay it. So that's other tips I wanted to bring out to you. I'm kind of driving home. I'm about 30 minutes away from home. Again, that's what I got. The previous video was from Sunday. From Thursday. Today is Sunday. Again, it's crappy. I got lazy yesterday. I wanted to get that front bumper off the custom line, and I didn't get it around to it. And I was going to do it this morning before I started running around for this stuff. I got to work tonight at 6. And it's all rainy and crappy again, so I'm running around looking for tires. It's going to hurt. Next week, I'm probably going to Virginia, about 2.5 hours away, for a good deal on some stuff for the custom line, because I've been using truck bezels for the headlights, and they almost work. They make it look more like a shoebox. Now, this is a 53. Some people don't consider the 53 a shoebox, but it almost works. But either I'd have to do metal work to the fenders to make it work right, or get different bezels. And this guy has headlight bezels, taillight bezels, and a rear bumper, because my rear bumper has been hit in the middle of it and flattened. I'm getting for a pretty good deal. He was gonna junk the car. He had the whole car for $600, which is pretty much what I paid for mine. I don't have room in any way, shape, or form for another vehicle. Otherwise, I'd be all over the whole car. But I offered him $100 or so for what I just mentioned, and he's gonna take it. I said, just give me a little bit of time. I'll get out there and I'll go get it. I might have to message him this week and tell him I gotta wait one more week because I got rent due this week. But those are my tips. I mean, you'll get better at negotiating the more you do it. And I even went a little overboard on my budget. I was hoping to spend 90 because I had about 75 in my pocket. I was gonna go pull another 20. The guy with the 20-inch tires wanted more than what I was really wanting to spend, but I couldn't let him go for an extra $10. And the guy was willing to suck it up for losing $20 to get them all out. So, and these tires are all wet. All of them have been sitting outside. I have leather interior, so I'm going to have to do some scrubbing in this SUV when I get home. But right now, this is my parts runner. This is about the only thing I got running. I wish I had a truck. Again, working on getting the F1 done, but I'm starting to think that's not going to be a good shop truck for my project. So I need to get these three done. And this guy in front of me is going like 20 and a 45. And it's driving me crazy. So, again, guys, that's what I got. And if you have any questions or want to message me, you know, I can give you guys tips on how to negotiate. Don't be a cheap ass, but, you know, pay a fair price. If somebody's asking $200 for something, don't offer them $100 unless it's an absolute pile of garbage. I've seen that before. I've done that before. Depending on how rare it is, look for other things. That axle I got the other day, I've seen them go anywhere between $100 to $300, and the guy was asking $50. I gave him full price. I mean, I'm not gonna haggle a guy down. And he even gave me a set of lowering blocks that were sitting right next to it. I just asked him, hey, do you mind including those? He said, yeah, no problem. Guy was a really cool guy. Had a slammed Model A that was done by Village Customs. That's kind of local here in North Carolina. Pretty awesome guy. I've talked to him a couple times. And he posted a picture of it the other day. And I was like, hey, I just saw that. That's pretty rad. Awesome. In my opinion, it's a little bit too low, but to each their own. You know, no big deal. But again, guys, have a good night. Stay safe. I'm gonna get this stuff home and get ready for work.